Today we're starting chapter 3, page 37. The ultimate truth of who you are is not I am this or I am that, but I am. Mhm. Yes, no definition describe who you are. Page 38, equating the physical sense perceived body with I. The body that is destined to grow old, wither, and die always lead to suffering sooner or later. To refrain from identifying with the body doesn't mean that you neglect, despise, or no longer care for it. If it is strong, beautiful, or vigorous, you can enjoy and appreciate those attributes while they last. You can also improve the body's condition through right nutrition and exercise. Yeah. If you don't equate the body with who you are, when beauty fades, vigor diminishes, or the body becomes incapable, incapacitated. Well, I guess it's like incapable. This will not affect your sense of worth or identity in any way. In fact, as the body begins to weaken, the formless dimension, the light of consciousness, can shine more easily through the fading form. That's why when people dying, they're shining. Yeah? Why? Why? They tell the truth. They realizing they cherish even every present moment. Yeah? So ego arises when your sense of beginningness of I am, which is formless consciousness, gets mixed up with form. So this is the meaning of identifications. This is forgetfulness of being, the primary error. This is the sin. Okay, this is called sin. We just mix it up. Okay, we mix the formless truth of who we are, mix up with our form and thinking this is it. Yeah. So this is the original sin, if you call yourself sin in any way. But it's just, it's not true. It's not true. The ultimate truth is no sin, because the sin is you fail to recognize your formless truth of who you are. You think this is it. You think that you are this person. Okay, so the primary error, the illusions of absolute separateness that turns reality into a nightmare. Okay, so ego is always identification with form, seeking yourself and thereby losing yourself in some form. Forms are not just material objects and physical bodies. More fundamental than the external forms, things and bodies are the thoughts, forms that consciously arise in the fields of consciousness. Okay. Okay. So let me repeat this paragraph again. Ego is always identification with form, seeking yourself and thereby losing yourself in some form. Forms are not just material objects and physical bodies, more fundamental than the external forms. Things and bodies are the thought forms, yes, thought forms that continuously arise in the field of consciousness. So, not just physical things you can see, like my hand here and like your phone here, like whatever surrounded or whatever you're wearing, it's the form that thoughts, your thought forms. So it's not just physical, but also you identify yourself with your thoughts. That's also a form. Yeah. All right. Now, page 40. So you are a human being. What does that mean? Mastery of life is not a question of control, but of finding a balance between humans and being. Mother, father, husband, wife, young, old, the roles you play, the functions you fulfill, whatever you do, all that belongs to the human dimension. So knowing that you are not just your humans, knowing you are multi-dimensional beings, yeah, having a human experience. So it has its place and needs to be honored. But in itself, it is not enough for fulfill for fulfilled for a fulfilled truly meaningful relationship or life. That's right. Human alone is never enough, no matter how hard you try or what you achieve. Yeah, by I'm sure a lot of you by now realizing that doesn't matter how much money you possess, doesn't matter whatever relationships you have. Yes. Hello, Jake. How are you? Hello, hello, everyone. I will die if I stay a little longer in your live stream. You know what? We're all going to die, so we'll follow you. Thank you. Yeah, you know what? Come on, we're all going to die. If you want to face it, you can face it now, and you can rest in peace, rest of your physical play on planet Earth. But if you keep delaying it, you keep looking for things, then it's fine because it's just a game. You just come back and search again because we've been lost in many, many lifetimes trying to seek the ultimate freedom. That's why we are here. Okay, so you can keep looking, no problem. Yes, that's it. Where are you from? I'm from Taiwan. Yeah, Jake, I'm good. Yeah, I'm very good. Magasana again. I actually did some dancing before the yoga dance, so I'm just reading now. Okay, next time maybe. Magasana yoga as well. Again, that's all right. Maybe later. Okay, so now in the middle. So page 14 in the middle. Humans alone is never enough. Yeah, if you notice, if you really observe your mind, you notice my name is not important. Yes, my appearance is not important. I'm pointing to the space that between my words, between the screen and you, there's space. Okay, that's who we are. I know it seems nothing you can hold on to. But if you really expand your consciousness at this present moment, you can see if you focus on just the screen or my face or my eyes, you can only see me. But if you can see what's around, what's here, the book and the smell, the senses, the hearing, the noise, whatever. Okay, so ah, yeah, my name is really important. It's just my play as a person. Okay, if you really want to know, my name is Ying. That's so we can play again. Okay, now, so humans alone is never enough, no matter how hard you try or whatever you achieve. Then there is being. It's found in the still, alert presence of consciousness itself. So the consciousness that you are, human is form, being is formless. So human and beings are not separate, but interwoven. What's that word? Sorry, interwoven? Yeah, maybe. Just, together. So your formless truth of who you are is present with your form now, here. You see? The space, we are in the space, so it's no separation, yeah? We exist in our space, yeah? So our thoughts appears in our space, our form appears in our space, everybody you see appears in you. Appears in you, okay? No separation in you and me. We're just playing. In truth, there's no separation, but in on the surface, on the form, human play, we're like I'm playing as a female person 50 years ago, almost 50. I told you my age. And then, whatever age you play, as whatever, you know, sex you play, you can play both. That's why you see people who change their sex. Yeah, because it's just too free. You can play any roles you like. Yeah. Jake, I'm not sure. Today I have a training and I have to go home and fix dinner for my kids. So I don't have time. But next time, okay? So tell me what kind of exercise you like to uh me to teach in next yoga session. Yeah, I don't 50 is just this form, physical age, but I feel I'm like 20 or even younger. Actually, I'm getting younger. My my mental age. Okay? So always stay present in your space. That's right. Always. Okay. This is the cure. If you want to live a peaceful, joyful life, just bring yourself back to this present moment as much as you can, because that's called train mind. Train your mind to be here. Okay. If you like to be free of suffering, otherwise, when you live in your thinking mind, full suffering. Yeah. All right. Now, page 41. When you become aware of the transcend sorry, English not my first language. I never prepare this because I like to be flowing. Whatever comes to me, I'll share. Yeah. So I don't like to prepare. I like to just dance with life. Okay, so I would check this word out. Transcendence of all forms. Uh, your attachment to them lessened and you're disidentified from them to some extent. Being detached does not mean that you cannot enjoy the good that the world has to offer. In fact, you enjoy more. That's right, you enjoy more when you are here. You will notice every little things you overlook. Like the sunshine is so beautiful every time when I walk on the grass. I never feel so alive, to be honest with you, because every little things I could appreciate now. Yeah, sometimes I do still get stuck in my thinking mind, and that's okay. But I try to bring my awareness back to this present moment and ask myself, what have you overlooked here? Fresh air. Yeah, mother supporting me. Yeah, hooray. Yeah, and I have nice, cozy, warm waist, very light, dawn, very comfortable. I'm here. Yeah, you see how lucky we are. And I'm healthy. I don't have a spine injury. Elon Musk has his spine injury. I don't have a spine injury. You see? I'm so wealthy. You see? This is it. This is where we are looking everywhere, but this present moment. Okay. Okay. Now continue. So once you see and accept the trans science of all things and the inevitabilities of change, you can enjoy the pleasures of the world while they last without fear of loss or anxiety about the future. That's right. Exactly correct. So when you are here, you can open your heart to love everybody. You can, and whoever appears in you, like for example, right now, anyone appears in my consciousness, I will just give my full attention. Okay, give my full attention. So when I'm home with my children, give them my full attention, and of course, they trigger me a lot of my this forms trauma. Not me. I'm watching this phone be triggered when interacting my kids, and that's okay. I just need to see I got triggered and I accept, these forms up and down, the emotion coming up and down. It's okay. I'm here watching myself, okay, seeing myself up and down. And then I breathe, bring myself back to this present moment, and then relax into it. Yeah. So when you are detached, you gain a higher vantage point from which to view the events in your life instead of being trapped inside them. Okay, for example, my little girls love to eat chocolate and sweets and doesn't like any healthy food, vegetables, bread. And I was like, "Ugh," every time I have to argue with her. I used to be really annoyed, but now I just say, okay, I'll just stop buying chips because, it's us, we bring chips into the house. Yeah. And of course, kids, they will keep challenging you until you say, okay, sorry, it's my fault. I shouldn't be bringing those snacks back to the house. And I accept. If I were her, of course, we are the one that who want to look after our form to eat healthy. But she is only 10 years old. Of course, she want to eat all the unhealthy stuff. So understandable, yeah? So when you allow and accept, talking about every present moment, you're open to what is in front of you. Yeah. And then maybe sometimes I get annoyed more. Sometimes I can be understanding more. It's all just play. Don't expect yourself to be at a state that is unchanging. Like, I am so lovely mother. I just never get mad with my kids anymore since I know all this knowledge. No, it's not going to happen, okay? You still be up and down, up and down. Yes, yes, that's it. Did your kids become better at eating healthily when you stop buying snacks? We only just decided to stop buying in this last week. So I hope it will work. You know what? You see, at the end of the day, it's easier. The reason why I enjoy teaching Pilates yoga and also sharing the spirituality so much is because it's easy to talk, easy to ask other people, easy to understand the logic, the concept, but it's very hard to put it together. Yeah, to do it. Yes, to practice it. That's the habits. Yeah. So once you give that love to yourself, you see it's very hard. It's hard for me as a yoga teacher to be diligent to do yoga every day. So of course, when my student always can't make it to the class, I understand. I understand it's not easy to discipline yourself. So now I give that love to myself. Oh, this morning, guess what happened? I forgot a class that I agree. I say I'll cover for my colleague because she changing the day so much that I just got confused. So I thought it's starting from June. Anyway, long story in short, I quickly get there. I was late for 10 minutes and I still finished the class. But I'm so grateful for me that not beating on myself anymore. I used to beat on myself, say, oh, how can I forget? How can I do this? I need to be better, you know. But then this morning I just accepted. I say, okay, I'm very sorry. I think I get mixed up dates. I'll come and I will, be late, but that's okay. Luckily, it's very close, just 5 minutes away from my house. Anyway, long story short, the more you accept yourself, the more you love yourself. Yes, I'm not joking. The more you have love for everybody around you. Yeah, I remember a year ago, probably a year ago, I also missed a class and I have to lie. I have to lie and say I have a minor accident. You see, I was so scared to admit I forgot and I was on the way. And I was also late. That was about a year, more than a year ago. And I got so nervous. I couldn't, I just beat down myself so much. I managed to teach the class, but I couldn't walk back to the car because I lied. I told my student I have a minor car accident, right? So the car not supposed to look right. So I have to go to the shop and walk around pretending I'm buying things. My heart was beating. I don't want to see me any of my students to be called that I lied, And I called my best friend. I said, you know what? I just lied. I just lied that I couldn't admit my mistake. I forgot to cover that class. Anyway, what I want to share with you is this: you see yourself to become calmer, you become steady, more stable. Once you forgive yourself, that's why I said the most mantra I repeat to myself is I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, and I love you. I forgive myself. This is the most mantras repeat to myself in my life. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, I love you, and I forgive myself. So keep forgiving yourself. We know so much knowledge. And the worst thing is you know so much, but you can't put it into practice. And again, we beat ourselves for not being able to do it. You see, this is how I learned the hard way because I've been reading all these spiritual things. My husband says spiritual junk for like more than 15 years. And then I finally learned how to really be gentle and be kind to myself. Yeah. All right. So that's so funny. But you being able to teach a class, it is brave within itself. Oh, thanks. Thanks. Yeah, I really love um, sharing what I've learned. I think this is my karma, you can say karma. Good karma. Good karma. I'm not saying it's bad, it's good karma. Yeah. You know what? If you really love something you do, you really want to have something, you will find a way. If you give up things many times, they probably is not for you. Yeah. So you will always find a way. If that's what you really want, your heart will not let you go. Okay. Trust me, your heart will just keep telling you to go. Okay. All right. Now, all right. 42, page 42. So blessed are the poor in spirit. Jesus said, for this is the kingdom of heaven. What does poor in spirits mean? No inner baggage, no identifications, not with things, nor with any mental concepts that have a sense of self in them. And what is the kingdom of heaven? The simple but profound joy of being that is there when you let go of identifications and so become poor in spirit. All right. Okay. So blessed are the poor in spirit, Jesus said. Okay. For this is the kingdom of heaven. What does poor in spirits mean? No inner baggage, no identification. Okay. So when there's a wisdom within us when we are in this space. Yes. When there's no baggage, no. So this is called chit. Chit is in Sanskrit means the consciousness, the space. And if you allow yourself to stay there long enough, 30 minutes minimum, and all the answers you seek will come to you. So, and that is the space without any baggage from the past. I'm sure everybody has that moment when you are having a shower, when you are not thinking much, and there's inspiration come to you. You interview a lot of people, they will tell you, that just all of a sudden the ideas come to them. So see, when we pause, peace. I don't need to explain more because really, nothing can describe who you are. Nothing can, nobody can give you the answer that your mind wondering, because your mind could ask thousands of questions, millions of questions, because it's all here, right? And we all need to set, including me. So I'm going to a 10 days of like a meditation course at the end of the year to just be with myself and no talking for 10 days. Can you imagine? It's quite a challenge for me because I love talking so much. Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know if I can survive that 10 days. Ooh, now I already commit to it. I want to do it. Okay. So I will share what I have learned when I come back. I invite my girlfriend to go with me. None of my girlfriend want to go because they say I don't even want to try. I say, why don't you go and try it? You never know until you tried it. And she said, I don't even want to try it. And I say, well, if you come with me, at least we can talk on the way there. And we are out after 10 days. We can talk the way back with this 10 days of work saving. Anyway, so just be with yourself. Yeah. I think I'm happy to stop here today, page 42. And we start from page 43 next time. Yeah. So just spend some time with yourself. Now in the morning, I finally can stick to a morning routine because I think most of us, I have to admit that. You go with me? Ray Ray? You're flying to. Well, you know what? Find your local place. I think this meditation center has all over the planet, everywhere. Yeah, you can find your local place and go to join. Yeah, and 10 days. I can't even do yoga. There like a 10-day vacation. I guess so if you want to, but no interaction with anyone. You just have to meditate, sit there. I guess you can do yoga, but not like interacting with anyone. Yeah. Okay. Quick butterfly pose. All right. Let's do quick butterfly pose. Let's sit down, everyone, feet together in the middle. And let's do some butterfly pose. Draw the shoulder away, lengthen that spine. Keep that core engaged. And now let's start to flap our wings together, everybody sitting. If it's too much for you to bring your feet closer towards you, then you can have it a little bit further apart from you. Yeah. Here will be a little bit easier. You can have your hand behind you to give you some support. So back has to be lengthened. Draw the shoulder away. And here, yeah. If you can, your hand can be on your toes and then draw the shoulder away, continue here. You can close your eyes and really flap your wings really fast. And guess what happens if we really flap our wings really fast? Anyone know? We are going to take off and flying in the sky and high five, passing everybody and say high five, high five, high five. Good to see you. I play this game with my students sometimes in class. I say, everybody close your eyes and let's fly in the classroom and we can high five to everybody. And make sure you're landing on your own mat. Make sure you're all landing on your own mat. Flying for another 5, another 4, whew, another 3. Fly a little bit bigger, otherwise you might drop, you might crash. Last 3, 2, and landing with control. Hello, are you going to join us? All right, is that good? Now, Magasana, I remember. I don't know if someone who says that who want to do the Magasana here. Let me see. Magasana, anyone here? Ha, na, Magasana? I think someone ask me to do the Mugasana. All right, I'll do one Mugasana and we can finish. Jake, you do it with me, yeah? So now, if it's too much for you to do the Mugasana, you just fall forward. Or Ray, you just bend the knee and then give yourself a big hug here. Just stay here. This is safe because I want you to hinging from your hip, not from your lower back, okay? So make sure you have your knee bent if you do this, and just straight your leg. Just do your best. Yeah, straight. If you can have your feet a little bit hip distance apart, and then you wrap your arms around from outside. Bend the knee first. Bring that hand to your ear or your cheek, and then you straight your leg. Yes. So I'm going to do it. My ear, and then straight your leg. Ooh, Mukasana. All right, let's stay here. Breathe. Breathe through it. All right. Let's hold for a little bit. It's really a good stretch. Last three. Two. Two more. 1.5 more. One more. Slowly release. All right. All right, friends. I'll see you. I'll play with you next time. Let me see the time. I have to go home and make sure my kids eat healthy food. Yes, mommy is coming back to feed you some healthy food. All right. You better to be listening. All right. Have a great day. See you next time. I don't know when I'm going to live for yoga again. I will try to schedule because David also want to know the schedule streamed live stream time. So I'll try to figure out how to do it. Okay. See ya. Bye. Take care.